There's a growing concern that men want to be pursued, and while it's perfectly acceptable for women to express their interest, it's essential to strike the right balance. We want to help you navigate this delicate dance and ensure you don't inadvertently come across as desperate when initiating interest with a man. So let's explore what actions might make you seem desperate and, equally importantly, what you absolutely should not be worried about when expressing your interest. Welcome to Heartfelt Guidance, your pathway to love and understanding. Are you ready to unlock the secrets of successful relationships? Do you want to navigate the world of dating with confidence and grace? Look no further. You've found your ultimate destination for all things love, connections, and human psychology. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss out on the illuminating advice we have in store. Join our community of like-minded individuals who are committed to building meaningful connections and fostering love in their lives. Persistently shooting your shot. To clarify, when we talk about shooting your shot, we mean making your interest known to a man, expressing that you'd like to get to know him better. It's essentially making the first move, which is a great thing to do within reason. Now, where things can get a bit tricky is when you start persistently shooting your shot. This means continuously trying to convince or pursue a man, and this is where we can start edging into this territory of chasing or pursuing, which can potentially come across as desperate. Let's take the example of sliding into someone's DMs. A woman makes her interest known, but the man isn't receptive. He subtly or perhaps not so subtly blocked the shot. He's just not interested, and that's perfectly okay. But here's where it can take a turn for the worse. The woman doesn't take no for an answer. She keeps trying, maybe waiting a few days or even weeks before trying again. This kind of persistence can make you seem desperate, and it's generally unattractive. Desperation doesn't look good in anyone, regardless of a gender. It's crucial to learn how to gauge a situation, and when it's reasonably clear that the person isn't interested, take a step back. Of course, I want to be cautious with the phrase "take a hint" because sometimes hints can be misinterpreted and not everyone communicates their feelings directly. However, when you've been clear about your interest and the person isn't reciprocating or showing any signs of being interested, it's time to reassess the situation. If a man is genuinely interested, even if he can't pursue it right away due to other commitments or personal issues, he'll at least try to keep the door open for future possibilities. Excessive calling and texting. Now, this is a tricky area to navigate because what constitutes excessive can vary greatly depending on the person you're dealing with. Some people genuinely enjoy constant communication, while others may prefer more space. The key factor is how the other person perceives your actions. If you're calling or texting someone daily and they appreciate and welcome it, then it's not excessive to them. However, if the person you're interested in isn't as enthusiastic about frequent communication, it might come across as excessive to them. It's important to understand that how someone interprets your behavior is heavily influenced by the level of interest in you. If they're really into you, they're unlikely to view your actions as clingy or desperate. In fact, they'll probably appreciate the effort you're putting into staying connected. On the other hand, if they're not that interested, they might perceive your actions negatively. So the key question to ask is whether he's reciprocating your energy. Are you the one constantly initiating contact, or is it more balanced? If you're calling or texting more frequently, but he gladly engages in conversations, that's a positive sign. It indicates that he enjoys talking to you and doesn't mind your initiative. However, if you notice that he's rarely available, keeps conversation short, or seems resistant to your attempts to connect, that's a sign that you might be overdoing it. In such cases, it's crucial to ask yourself why you're pushing so hard. Are you seeking reassurance about his interest or availability? Or are you genuinely interested in connecting and having meaningful conversations? If you're still there, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more relationship advice like these. Now let's get back into the video. Constantly pushing for a relationship. Now, it's crucial to clarify that there's absolutely nothing wrong with a woman expressing her desires and intentions when it comes to a relationship. It's essential to communicate openly about your goals and expectations in any romantic connection. However, The issue arises when you find yourself constantly pushing for a commitment from someone who's either resisting or not reciprocating your desire for a relationship. This is where the line between assertiveness and desperation becomes apparent. If he's consistently showing signs of reluctance or disinterest in committing, and you continue to push the issue, it can be counterproductive. Let's circle back to a common theme here. It becomes desperate when the other person is not receiving or accepting when you're proposing. Desperation emerges when you're trying to force something that the other person is not ready for or doesn't want. If you find yourself in a situation where you're constantly pushing for a relationship, it's time to reassess your approach. Walking away from such a situation doesn't necessarily mean closing the door forever. Instead, it signifies that you value yourself and your goals enough to recognize when a relationship isn't progressing as you'd hoped. Walking away can be a powerful statement, indicating that you won't settle for a perpetual gray area or a never-ending situationship. It's important to convey to the other person that you've reached a point where you believe commitment is the next logical step, but you won't wait indefinitely for them to come around. If in the future they have a change of heart and are genuinely willing to commit, they can approach you. This approach allows you to maintain your self-respect and boundaries while leaving the door ajar for a potential reconciliation. Continuously engaging in battles or discussions about your desire for a relationship after the other person has made their stance clear often leads to a negative cycle that serves neither party. It can cause emotional turmoil, trauma, and ultimately hinder your progress in finding the right person for you. Constantly doing for men with no reciprocation. Firstly, it's essential to acknowledge that many women have found themselves in relationships where they constantly give and do for their partner without receiving the same level of effort in return. This is a frustrating and unfulfilling situation that can be quite common. Now, while your partner may not categorize this as desperation because they might be enjoying the benefits without giving much in return, others observing the relationship may see it differently. More importantly, it's crucial to acknowledge that there might be an element of desperation involved. Many women may be hesitant to accept this label, but it's vital to ask yourself why you continue to invest in someone who doesn't reciprocate your efforts. It's often rooted in fear. Perhaps your fear not finding someone else, fear of loneliness, or fear of starting over. Desperation and fear often go hand in hand. To address this, you need to be mindful of your own feelings and motivations. Recognize that building and sustaining a healthy relationship requires mutual effort. It's not about keeping a scorecard of who did what, but it's about both partners showing a genuine willingness to contribute to the relationship's growth and well-being. In a balanced relationship, there's a sense of give and take, even if the contributions differ in type or quantity. You might excel in one aspect of the relationship while your partner excels in another, and that's perfectly fine as long as there is reciprocity. If you found this discussion helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your feedback and stories can be a source of inspiration for others. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care and stay empowered in your relationships.